Hello, I'm Steven Roy Goodman, host of Higher Education Today. Welcome back to the education program that connects you to contemporary issues, people, and institutions involved in the world of higher education. Today's show is a special production here at George Washington University, where we're going to be focusing on the Bokamoso Youth Center in South Africa. We're going to be talking with students, a professor who's involved, and perhaps some other performers, and we're delighted you can join us. The Bokamoso Youth Center is a project and a big center outside of Pretoria where students who are generally 18 to 25 get together and learn skills about drama, music, and the arts. And we're going to be showing you today stories of students and almost students and soon-to-be students of how they've gotten involved in the arts in South Africa that they're bringing here to Washington, D.C. Let's have a look. I'm here at George Washington University with Leslie Jacobson, who is a professor of theater here at George Washington. Leslie is also the person who's responsible for bringing students from South Africa to GW to do some workshops. She's going to tell us about that. The name of the group is called the Bokamoso Youth Center. Leslie, welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here. So the Bokamoso Youth Center is, Bokamoso is a Tswana word, one of the 11 official languages of South Africa, and it means future. Our children are our future, the youth are our future. Winterveld, the community in which they live, is a sprawling township of 700,000 people, about 50% unemployment, 25% HIV/AIDS infection rate, domestic abuse, other issues of poverty. And the youth there graduate from high school and have nothing. They have no jobs, so they get into trouble. The Bokamoso Youth Center is there to help these young people focus their lives, find out what they're good at, develop their leadership skills, and with the help of the Bokamoso Youth Foundation, which we started here in the U.S., they are able to go to post-secondary education and vocational training schools. So we raise money for scholarships for them. And the trip to the United States is a cultural exchange, and it's also an opportunity to raise funds for this community. They come to George Washington University for a week. They're here going to classes. They have quite a schedule, and it's more than they're used to, I think, at times. They live with students on campus, and everything culminates in 2 performances of plays, song, and dance that they've been working on all year to perform at the Marvin Center Betts Theater here at George Washington.
In terms of the students who are here, how were they chosen to come, and what specifically, why is this done at a university setting?
Because they are university-age students. And I also bring college students from George Washington University to Bokamoso in our summers, their winters. And then they come to us in their summers, our winters. So it's really a cultural exchange program. That's one of the reasons that they're at a university. We choose them as representatives of their community. The arts are at the center of culture in South Africa. We use theater as an instrument of social change. So we create these plays with music, songs, and dances to address issues both in their community and also things that are issues here. We have a piece this year on xenophobia, a problem in South Africa, but also, unfortunately, a problem here. The auditions are to see who is articulate about the community, who can really represent Bokamoso and Winterveld the best.
you made the point of that you're discussing serious issues, and I know one of the issues that's been affecting South Africa and the United States has been the issue of gender roles. Can you say a word or two about that and how that's working in terms of this program?
Absolutely. Winterveld is a very traditional community, and it's extremely patriarchal. On the other hand, the South African Constitution guarantees rights to everyone and really pushes for gender equality. So you have this tension between the way people are being raised and what the goals of the country are. And that gets played out in sexual violence in this community. But Bokamoso is a safe haven. It is a place where people learn to respect each other. Men and women are equals, where people really get to test the principles of the South African Constitution.
How do I play my part and still be true to me? Where do I give my hand? Is this true love I see?
How do I play this game and win my lover's hand? Do our words mean the same? Do our hearts understand?
I'm here with Mary Ellsberg, who is one of the co-sponsors of the event tonight, which we're going to be seeing some of the Bokamoso performers. Mary is a professor here at George Washington University and the head of the Global Women's Institute. Mary, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Well, Mary, could you tell us a little bit about why you're co-sponsoring this and how gender issues kind of affect Americans and South Africans in similar or dissimilar ways?
Absolutely. Well, the Global Women's Institute deals with gender issues both internationally and also domestically with our students. And we have now for several years have been co-sponsoring with Leslie Jacobson and the Bokamoso Foundation an interactive workshop for GW students to exchange experiences with the South African students or the South African members of the Bokamoso Foundation, and particularly to talk about the kinds of issues around sexual assault, coerced sex, how to make decisions around sexual behavior and practices. A lot of things are very similar and other things are different, and it's a great opportunity for students from both places to really be able to talk freely about these issues.
So can you compare the way that students relate to each other in terms of gender issues now compared to, let's say, 3 years ago?
Well, I think people are talking about it a lot more, about sexuality and consent and sexual assault, much more than they were just even a few years ago. And the issue of affirmative consent is something that I think now is being promoted very strongly at George Washington University, but also other universities. So in that sense, I think we're making a little bit of progress.
I want to walk a path that will be mine alone, not the path my ancestors have shown.
When I sing my special way, sometimes I'm afraid to sing my song.
How do I keep the old as I make something new? Do I need the past to make my dreams come true?
We're here at George Washington University continuing our conversation about the Bokamoso Youth Center. I'm here with Tshidi and Teddy. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you so much.
Tshidi, maybe if we could start with you. You're involved with the Bokamoso Youth Center. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Okay, Bokamoso Youth Center is a center whereby youth that when you completed your matric and you've got nowhere to school, maybe you've got lack of funds to go to school and proceed with your studies, is a center where it will keep you. And then when you get to the center, we learn about different things. We learn about we talk about the challenges in Winterveld, the challenges as we face as youth, and then we talk about the social issues that we have in Winterveld. And the other thing that we do is that it changes you. Because when I get to Bokamoso, I was this shy person. I couldn't stand in front of crowd and talk to them, or maybe do a poetry or something. But right now I can. I'm able to do that just because of the center.
Well, that's terrific. And Teddy, were you shy as well?
Well, I'm known as the shy guy, but then Bokamoso helped me to build my self-esteem, but not only that, to also discover my talent, my ambition, what's my dream, to be specific. So Bokamoso is like a small heaven for some of us. in Winterfeld, because Winterfeld is sort of like a disadvantaged community, if I can put it that way. Yeah, so Bokamoso is the place to be. As she said, when you complete your matric, which is senior year, if you don't have like funds to go to college, you go to Bokamoso. Bokamoso help you through that.
So I assume that when you're in the United States, you guys are looking to raise some funds for those scholarships for the center, is that right?
Yep.
And if I may ask just one or two follow-up questions. So you mentioned your dream. What is your dream?
Well, my dream is to start up my own business, to be frank with you, is to start my own business. What I'm looking forward to is like to initiate my own brand, to start up my own brand, a clothing brand, and to be a young entrepreneur as early as I can. So through Bokamoso, I think I can like create the path to go through that goal, to achieve my goal.
And would your goal along the way be to study somewhere that would give you the skills to do that?
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to study in the University of South Africa, if not the University of Technology, which is TUT, is in Pretoria. So I have a choice between those two schools. So that's where I'll be like studying, taking the first step to reaching my goal.
Fair enough. And Tshidi, what do you hope to study when you move forward in your life?
I hope to study homeopathy. When I get back home from the United States, I will be going to one of the universities in South Africa, which is called University of Johannesburg.
Well, I'm familiar with the University of Johannesburg, and it's a beautiful place.
It's a beautiful place. Wanting a student that really learns, so I was accepted there.
Going back to my roots, going back to my roots, going back to my roots.
I'm going back to my roots.
I'm here with Bridgette and Solomon, who are two of the performers here at the Bokamoso Youth Center, and they're performing at George Washington University, but they're going to tell us a little bit about their backgrounds. And Bridgette, if we could start with you, could you tell us a little bit about what you're planning to do and your background?
I'm from Winterfeld, South Africa. I'm studying law, and I'm from a big family, the family of 6. Yes, I was raised by a single parent. Yeah.
And what are you going to be doing in the performance?
Oh, in the performance, we'll be doing music, poetry, dance, and a play. So it will be interesting to see it.
Fair enough. Solomon, you are also a performer.
Yes, I'm also a performer. I'm a singer, a songwriter. I do art as a whole, yeah. So when I go back home to South Africa, I'll be going to college, studying electrical engineering and theater production. And I'm from a small family. We 5, and I was raised by a single mother, yeah.
And where are you going to study?
At Santon College. In Pretoria.
In Pretoria, yes. Fair enough. Well, I've written a few songs too. It's actually, they're quite difficult to write because they seem so easy, but they're actually quite difficult.
Yeah, yes, they are.
They are.
No, it's like we are inspired each and every day, so we just wake up and decide to write something about our daily lives, daily experience. Yeah. We don't study music, actually. We just wake up and start writing, and we perform and deliver the message to people. And we don't sing just for fun, but it's more like an health awareness, or to make people aware of the social issues we come across as South African youth.
I think that because of we doing music each and every day, especially in our life center, like each and every morning we will sing, get together, do icebreakers, and this thing, I think the rhythm of these songs comes naturally. So I think it's a God-given thing, yeah.
Well, how would you describe the rhythm of your music?
Usually when we sing, someone start a song with some few words, then after, maybe tenor or bass, they will follow until we got the rhythm. So that is why I'm saying that I think it is coming naturally, so yeah.
And how are you going to combine that with electrical engineering?
Electrical engineering, what I like about it is that it's broad. So electrical engineering, I'm gonna learn about electrical things, right? Stereo, cameras, and all of those things. Lighting in the theater, and that will make me successful because of I want to create my own business, which is I want to create a company, a recording company. So it will be easy for me to know what I'm doing because of the study.
Fair enough. And last word, you mentioned that you wanted to deliver some messages through your work.
Yeah.
So what kind of messages would you like to deliver?
No, in most cases, we come across social issues as young people in South Africa. So sometimes we would write something about teenage pregnancy, HIV and AIDS, diabetes, TB, to show people that no, we are still spreading the word that this thing are more serious and critical. So it's more like we are preventing it a little by little. So we're teaching people on to how to gather information and where to get help if they come across such issues.
I'm here with Kaiylah and KG. Thank you both for coming on the show.
Happy to be here.
Well, we're delighted you could come.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if we could start with maybe with you, Kaiylah. You're American. We've heard from a number of South Africans. How are you involved in this?
Well, I'm a sophomore here at George Washington University, and I'm working with Leslie in the theater department. And she told us about the program because she needed people to help house some of the students and show them around DC. So I'm just really excited to be a part of it and help get to know the people in the Bokamoso Theater Group.
Terrific. And KG, you're part of that Bokamoso group.
Yep, I am.
Could you say a word or two about why you decided to join the group and come to the United States?
Oh, basically, like Bokamoso is a place where if like you don't have money to go to school, you just go there. So after I finished my matric, which is the 12th grade, I didn't have money to go to university, so I had to go to Bokamoso. And then when I got there in Bokamoso, I began to do drama because when you are in Bokamoso, you have to be involved in some kind of arts. Even though you're not good at it, you can learn. Yeah, so like I got involved in the drama. There's a drama group, so I got involved there. And then I started singing, dancing, and doing poetry and all. And then that's how we came to America.
Fair enough. Well, in terms of the connection between George Washington University, and how are you and your fellow students getting along with the students from Bokamoso?
It's actually been a really great experience. We hang out at night because they're busy during the day. We have complete schedules and we try and do work. But we go to like 7-Eleven and we went to the monuments last night in the Kennedy Center and we found out we have so much in common with each other. It's been a really exciting experience because I don't get to meet people from different cultures and discuss things like politics and how we interact with each other on a day-to-day basis like people from America and other countries.
Do you agree with what your colleague just said?
Yep, I agree totally because they are cool. Like they're cool. Like since we got here, like when we thought of coming to America, we were like, it's gonna be awkward, gonna be surrounded by many white people. But when we got here, actually, it was kind of cool because like we really don't have much difference because we are all at about the same age, so we understand the same things. We can be able to hold real conversations because we understand each other because we're of the same age group. So there is no problem.
We're continuing our discussions at George Washington University in the drama department. We're here with Alexandria and Aria. Welcome to both of you.
Hi.
Thank you.
Well, I'm interested if you could say a few words. We've talked to a number of South African students who are here who are doing all sorts of drama work in South Africa. But from an American perspective, how have you been involved in the drama department here at GW, and how have you been using that to kind of deal with serious social issues in the United States and elsewhere?
Okay. So I am currently a senior majoring in theater. So I've had
a wide variety of classes that I've taken here. And one of the biggest ones for me was Theater as Social Change, that was taught by Leslie Jacobson. And we had to write our own play at the end of it that dealt with social issues. So my group ended up doing homelessness in DC, but there were a lot of other issues that we could have chosen. But I think that was my freshman year, and ever since then, it's just built on that. And I think I learned, not just through that, but also through just my work in the theater department in general, that you can make a strong statement with theater. It can be about anything you want it to be, but if you choose to make it about social issues, like, it is very powerful.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that, because actually I went to a performance, and in fact you may have been involved in that. It was a few months ago. There was a performance involving a group, Street Sense, in Washington about homeless issues. But what struck me about that performance was that the people who were in the audience were people who already realized that homelessness was a serious issue. How has the work that you've been doing, how are you reaching out to people who perhaps don't think that?
Well, okay, I'm going to take Bokamoso, for example. So I'm currently the student coordinator, so I've been arranging their meals and helping coordinate their schedules, but I've also worked with them for the past 3 years as a student host. And obviously, like, we know that there are social differences, economic differences between South Africa and America. But I think, and like, everyone knew that going into it, but I think working with them and really learning from them and just knowing that, getting to the humanity of it, knowing that we're the same age, we like the same things, we love the same music, like, we like the same food, has really helped bring everyone together around this, like, topic. So I think it's more of just, you may know about it, like, you may understand that homelessness is a huge issue in DC, but I think rallying around it, like, spreads the word. It gets the word out.
And Aria, how are you involved in this as well? Are you involved in homeless issues as well in Washington?
Personally, I'm not, but I'm involved in the theater department, which covers other social issues. For example, the last few plays at the department that I've been involved with have covered various social issues, anorexia, bullying, homosexuality, women's rights. There have been a number of them, and what I think is great is that they bring them in light in a way that's relatable to everyone, so that they make those that are unaware of the magnitude of these social issues much more realistically aware.
And do you find that some of those issues are the same in South Africa, or different, or how are you encountering that right now?
Well, I'm currently hosting a few students from South Africa, and from just discussing with them these social issues that are here in America, I'm finding that the same social issues are there. The only difference is the general societal attitude towards it. I think it's the same and it's applicable to everyone.
Well, in terms of gender roles, if you don't mind me asking both of you that, I mean, one of the things that has intrigued me over the years was how men and women deal with each other. Not of college age anymore, but we see problems all the time on campuses throughout the United States and throughout South Africa about issues of how men and women are relating to each other. Have you been addressing any of that in some of the theater work that you've been doing?
I don't think I have recently, but going back to Bokamoso, my very first year hosting, there was a student that was dealing with, he was the only, like, out male in his entire city, basically. Like, there were, in his entire village, nobody else was, or they weren't saying that they were homosexual. So that was something he had to deal with, like, having relationships with other men who, like, didn't want everyone else to find out, and he was very out, and the struggles that he faced. And that's something that's very relatable. I know tons of friends in America who go through the same thing. And that related back, all of their gender issues, all of their issues in relationships were very similar to things my friends and I have experienced here. I don't think that where you are matters, because I think we're all around the same age, we all like the same things. I think it transcends nation and just goes to, like, the heart of being a 21-year-old, a 23-year-old, dealing with love and sex and relationships. Yeah.
Thank you for watching. We're delighted that you were able to join us. Please join us again for another edition of Higher Education Today. If you have comments or suggestions about higher education today, please send an email to our viewer mailbox at highereducationtoday@topcolleges.com. If you would like additional information about the Bokamoso Youth Center, please visit their website. Thank you again for watching, and I'm Steven Roy Goodman, and you've been watching Higher Education Today.